Hi guys, Josh. I'm alive. I know. I know. I was naughty and left you guys kind of hanging for a while. I owe y'all an apology. Personal life got very, very, very busy for a while. And unfortunately, that just needed to take some priority for a while. And it did. And now that fall is back, just about, I am slowly starting to get back into this thing called YouTube and that again. So I apologize. Family emergencies popped up. Friends had massive emergencies. I had to go help them for a while. So Josh just been running on empty for a while. Personal life update. I didn't announce it last fall. We weren't ready to come announce, but the old lady, I have got an old lady. She's very comfortably remaining off camera. You'll see me talk about her on X. You'll see me share some of the stuff she's done. But her choice has always been she would rather be off camera, so we're going to allow her that. So please respect her right and her privacy, guys. If you have questions, just talk to me. The old lady and I talk pretty regularly, so that's not that hard. Most of you that follow me on X know that the old lady and I went through some massive, massive moves very quickly. We're okay. We're comfortable. It's been a while. It's been a wild few months, but we're good. But honestly, I'm back. I'm actually recharged for doing some of the videos, some of that. So let's get into it. I think one of the last videos I saved and uploaded was PSA Dagger. And I always said as I get more guns, more this and that, I would share the good, the bad, the ugly with all y'all. And truthfully, I've been holding out on you. And as much as I love my Glocks, as much as I'm a Glock guy 101, I have to eat my own level of crow here. I always said I would never get away from Glock. I would never go away from Glock. I liked my Glocks. I liked my 43. I liked my 19 clone. Technically, I think it's a 19 on with a 17 rail. It might be the other way around, but it's the dagger might be the other way around, but it's the same difference. I've always said that's what I like. Now I got to eat my own little bit of crow here. I went out a couple of times this spring with the video camera, went out to the range, had intentions to record me shooting, me just having some fun. And truthfully, a lot of it just never happened, never recorded. I went out, I shot over 1,000 rounds on multiple trips, but it became more about the shooting and less about the recording, the camera work, the broadcast end of it became secondary focus to me just getting out shooting, having fun, enjoying myself. No excuse with that. It is what it is. But getting back to me eating crow here, story time. One of the trips out to the range, I was talking with a guy that had been out there for a little bit and just we if you ever go to a public, especially outdoor public range, it seems like there's a lot more fellowship and just talking and bullshitting among each other. And that's what it started out as. And then extending the invite if I saw anything he had that I wanted to try, he'd let me shoot it, and it was vice versa. I ended up letting him shoot one of my new guns that you'll see just in a minute. And he let me try out a couple of the pistols he had. And for years, I swore I was a Glock guy. That was my comfort. That's what I knew. That's the style I liked. Well, I hate to say it, but that's changed because it was on the initial trip out there where I first met the gentleman. It was here, I've got this pistol. Do you want to try and shoot it? And my hesitation was, no, I'm a Glock guy. I know my Glocks. I like what they are. I know the trigger's a little spongy, but I can put up with it because I know everything else about it. And he kind of got a little pushy, thankfully, and said, just try it, and handed me a Canic. Technically, I think the one he handed me was a TTI, and let me do a couple mag dumps. I ended up shooting, I think, 3 mags, so roughly 50 rounds. I'm just doing fast math off the top of my head. And by the end of it, I was definitely intrigued. It was definitely one of those I had never looked at him. I had never even thought of him. But it was definitely by the end of it, it was definitely something that made me say, huh, maybe. That was March, April. I've gone out quite a few times since then, both solo and with the old lady a few times, and just we enjoy the public range. It's 100 yards to the berm versus our home range is 30 yards. 30, 50, 50, excuse me, 50 yards is how we've got it set right now. But we enjoy going out, shooting, having the fellowship and that, and that's part of what brought my old lady from gun ambivalent gun she really didn't care either way to now she's pretty avid shooter. She enjoys shooting just as much, if not more, than I do, which is the community, the fellowship, the let's bring it in, let's show each other the guns. So why I keep harping, boys and girls, we cannot negatively gatekeep. I would love to get rid of that word altogether. Let's get rid of gatekeep. We can't close our ranks. We have to open up our ranks to new generations, new gun owners, new that. We have to teach what we know to new folks so they are allowed to gain the knowledge that a lot of us just inherited. But it was through quite a few of these trips, this gentleman, a couple others that I met out there, all started carrying this brand I had heard of, but I hesitate because, like I said, I'm a Glock guy. That's always what I thought. And through repeated shootings, a couple different model styles, I ended up falling in love with a new brand. And I may have turned Google, unloaded, nothing in the chamber, no mag. I like Canic purely from a non-professional, just an average Joe shooter. My opinion and how I'm going to reference it, it's Glock with a better spring right out of the box. That is pure stock. Canic Met SF. I don't know. It was in a package deal from my local gun store. Phenomenal gun, and for roughly about the same price of what Glock would have ran. Because I was actually when the old lady was shopping, she was shopping for a deer rifle for herself, and she ended up not getting it, and I ended up walking out with that. Yeah, I might have been in the doghouse with that one. But absolutely absolutely love it for what it is, but I recognize its limitations. It is, Another budget friendly. I think 500 for the gun, 530 by the time taxes, and then I bought another 100 rounds of hollow points with it, so I paid a little over six everything total out the door. But it's a phenomenal gun. It's a better trigger, smoother, no compensator on it, and I think it's softer recoil personally. So what I will say for you Glock guys, don't completely close off to them, but keep it open. Keep an open mind to some of those other brands that you've never heard of. Get out on the range, shoot it. I've got a couple hundred rounds through my Glock, or not my Glock, my Canic, and probably as many, if not more, through others. And it's a fun gun. We'll do a deeper dive into it. I'm honestly just waiting on weather to quit being rainy all week, and we'll take it out to the range, put couple hundred rounds through it, really let you guys see what she looks like, put some work through her. But that's the newest. That one I bought June, end of June, first part of July, right around the 4th, a little after the 4th. And she's quickly becoming a very big fan favorite. I love it. The other new gun I got, if you've been watching my ex for a while, you've seen over a year of research into this rifle. And I think she's ready to make her appearance. PSA Saber. Now, this is bought last fall, early or last winter, early spring. I want to say February, March is when I bought her. Phenomenal, phenomenal gun for the price point. We need to acknowledge the fact that she's not a $10,000 gun. She is just an average working man's gun. What she is, especially the way I built her, and I will include right up in here a full breakdown of what I have on her. So it'll be the actual rifle, the scope, what all what all came in the package that I bought, and the total price point, which for under 2,000, she's a hell of a rifle. And I'm going to cut away to a couple pictures here. This is my old lady really taking her out the first time. Like I said, my old lady's got less than 10,000 rounds. That's comfortable. She's under 10,000 rounds for life through all guns. I would say she's closer to 5 or 6,000 rounds total lifetime. So not a whole hell of a lot versus me, where I've done 1,000 rounds in one range trip. So, and my old lady loves shooting that. And I'm going to cut in here with a video of literally the first time I took her out, took the Saber out the very first time. This was less than a week after I got her all home. That's it. Yeah. All right. Sounds good, bro. All right, go. All right. The good and the bad. And I'll be honest, I love the gun. It's a phenomenal working man's 308. But I'm going to be nitpicky here. And full disclosure, I love PSA. I love Palmetto State Armory weapons. I have three of them. My 300 Blackout, my bedside gun is a Palmetto State. My dagger, my Glock clone is Palmetto State. That's a Palmetto State. I love their guns, and that's why I'm leading with the bad. The bipod on it, I don't like. I don't know if it is all the bipods of this older style saber or if it was just mine specifically, but I could not get it to lock without swiveling the top. So that's why you see on the front here, I've got a level. Now I know other guys that swear by putting the levels on their scope, on their mounts. That's their style. That works for them. I don't like it. That makes the scope, to me, too busy versus leaving it out way in front like that. As I'm looking through the scope, my secondary eye is picking that up and just it's combining. So it works. Um yeah, that bipod I don't like. Eventually it is gonna get turned a little bit into something different. I just haven't decided what specifically. Really, really, that's the big negative of it all. The second bad point, she's fussy on the ammo type. This may just be my rifle specifically, and I've always said a lot of this stuff is individual rifle. You have to figure out what works for your individual rifle, and I think this is where mine is, but it's not something I haven't done before. It took a lot of trial and error, a lot of trying out different boxes of ammo, buying a 20 round box, a 60 round box, and figuring out, okay, at 170 grains, for example, it does this with this ammo versus this ammo. And at 190 grains, it did this versus that. And it took a lot. It took about 10 boxes. And I pretty much had knocked it down to about three that I know she likes. And I don't have any up on the bot or on the, I don't have any ammo up on the desk here of what she normally eats. But it's 147 point. It's Bumgards slash Walmart slash a lot of your farm store, general store style that provide ammo will have the cheap box of 308, and that's exactly what she loves to eat just on the range day. It's lighter grain than what I have it dialed in for, but she'll eat it all day, every day, and really not be bad. I'm gonna throw Target picture up. This was the old lady. This was the last time she went out with me and took the 308 and took some shooting. And this is her at 50 yards, 100 yards with a gun that she has openly admitted for her is high end of what she likes. So that's the bad. Nitpicky, would I change anything? Yes, being more informed, but I'm okay with what it is. The way it's set up now, it's set up as a DMR with a fixed buttstock. The only other change I would make is I would get the AR adjustable stock. That's just very nitpicky, and it's just because I have my familiarity with shooting and then my old lady's lack of familiarity. So it's nice at times to be able to adjust things to her. And she has admitted that it can be a little bit of a stretch on a couple of my guns that are longer stock. So I would love to go back and either buy a new lower that's adjustable stock with it or something similar just to have the old lady feel more comfortable shooting it. Now the good. Trust me guys, there's a lot of good with this rifle. I'm going to start you off with the big one. Budget point. Just picking up the rifle, you can pick it up. Palmetto State Armory has it all the time on their website. 14, 1500 bucks all day every day. 15, 17, I think it's the highest I see it. Pick it up. For a working man, beat it up, throw it around, let it be the truck gun 308. It ain't gonna disappoint you. I'll fully admit it's not a sub MOA rifle at 100 yards. It's You're probably looking at, realistically, I would say probably 1 to 2 MOA at 100 yards. But let's be realistic. How many everyday gun users need a sub zero or a sub MOA rifle? Less than 1%, maybe. For most of us working man, that's going to do just fine. It really is. And it's going to save a lot of money. Second point here, I bought it as a package. I bought it as the rifle came with three metal mags, rifle, dual rifle bag, and for the price, if I remember right, I spent less than, well, I know it was under 2 grand, but I think it was about 15, 1600, 1700, I think total, minus the optic. The optic on it is a Monstrum 2 to 10 brand I'd never heard of, honestly, until I was talking to a few guys on X, and I appreciate those of you that sent me that way and got me to know about them because that's a hell of a scope for the price. Because I was looking at some of the higher dollar, the three, four, $500 scopes for it. Couldn't justify to myself the price tag on it for what I wanted to use it for. And a guy suggested Monstrum, and I looked at him, and yeah, for $100, it works great. I want to expand a little bit here on it. It's a tack driver. It is. Once you find the right ammo on it, and once you work with that rifle, just like any other rifle, it's going to have its own little quirks. This one, mine happens to like actually run in a little bit dry, but she's a beast. Um, I've had a couple guys that have never shot 308 before take it out to the range or take shots with it when I was out at public ranges, and they loved it, and they actually had bought from Palmetto State because of that. So that's always a positive, and that's always the thing I look forward to. And it's something to consider. But let's be real, guys. For a farm boy in the middle of nowhere in Iowa, That's a gun that's going to do everything I need it to do and more. For a guy that is an average at best shooter, that's going to do what you need it to do and more. For a guy strapped on a budget, yeah, I mean, 1,700 is a good chunk of change. I will admit that. But that rifle's going to do everything you need. So, would I recommend it to everyone? Probably not, but I need to add nuance to this. I recommend it to every general shooter, every shooter that's a few thousand rounds a year at most, a few hundred rounds is probably more in the target range, a few hundred to maybe at most 2,000 rounds in a year. I would say get PSA. Now that having said all that, now if you're more into the competitive shooting or the extreme long distance range, Palmetto's not for you. And that's okay. They acknowledge that. This rifle matches Palmetto State Armory to what they are. They're looking to get everyday Americans out into the field and get them armed with the best weapon on a budget. And that's what this means. So take care, guys, and we'll see you on the flip side. And I will be getting out to the range hopefully when it stops raining one of these days, and I will get you some footage of the Canic and just some footage of me shooting and having some fun and getting ready for deer season because that is quickly coming up. Hint, hint, there may be trail camera video setup coming for this year. So watch out for that. But I love y'all. Be good. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you on the flip side.